CM Punk is done with AEW in the wake of All In and the backstage confrontations that we heard and reported about. We know that CM Punk and Jack Perry were suspended, and in the last few minutes, Adam, a statement has come from AEW.
Absolutely. The official X account posting the following statement from Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, aka CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All In on Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with an outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Tony Khan has said a few more words as well, Tom.
Tony Khan has indeed spoken and said Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I'm making the decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung, but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. This is a decision, as you can tell from that Tony Khan has made, but not made lightly. There was so much said around, even before the All In incident, how Tony Khan was so proud to have CM Punk on the books at AEW. This was such a big get for him. And for a while, it felt like maybe there was special attention for CM Punk, and that's not the case anymore. He's gone. He's done.
No, I think that special attention was at the beginning certainly warranted. We saw the impact that CM Punk had on various AEW metrics, everything from viewing figures to merch sales. He brought them a tremendous amount of money in. So this isn't a decision that will have been easy to make at all. I think some of the wording here is especially interesting. Nevertheless, I'm making the decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week, and then goes on to say talent, staff, etc. It's very, very clear from that wording, I think anyway, that the show couldn't go on with his presence. Do you know what I mean? I think he's upset enough people that it would be too problematic to continue AEW as it is right now with CM Punk on the books.
The weird irony of all the stuff that we've been reporting over the last 2 weeks or so on CM Punk, and there has been a lot of it, is that CM Punk was adamant that he wanted to work in a wrestling environment with no drama. And in doing so, and in saying that, he found himself front and center of every piece of drama going. There was backstage confrontations with numerous wrestlers since his... I mean, we're going all the way back to last year. It's like the year anniversary of All Out, believe it or not. And that incredible moment that changed the game in AEW and saw CM Punk take a hiatus from there, that backstage issue there. Since he's come back as well, there have been confrontations with numerous other people that we've spoke about here. The biggest one being this past Sunday at Wembley, where Jack Perry, in an act of what is seen to be by many as poking the bear, encouraged CM Punk by making comment to an earlier argument they had. It led to what we understand from numerous sources to be a backstage confrontation of sorts. And then we even had reports on Friday, Adam, from the Wrestling Observer of CM Punk taking it probably now one step too far and lunging for Tony Khan in all of this as well.
Yeah, I don't know what to believe in this whole thing at all. And I think more information will come out in the weeks, months, and possibly years that follow. The lunging thing, it's difficult to work out exactly what that was. Was that if it happened as well? If that was a lunge by means of aggression? Was he just frustrated and shouting? I don't know what the deal is there. I think I said this before. I don't think this is a black or white issue. I think there are many caveats here, and I do think that people have poked the bear. But ultimately, I think Tony Khan has made the right choice, because one man in CM Punk can't dictate a company. And that's perhaps the way that, certainly to fans, it seemed that things were going. Things were essentially, he made a new TV show on a second night just because of CM Punk. That's the way that a lot of people saw it, right?
And here's the thing, that second TV show, AEW Collision, is live in a few hours' time from Chicago.
Oh, curious timing.
The timing of this isn't ideal. This
was
entire...
it not a pre-record this week? No, they are. No, God,
they're live.
Oh, God,
Dennis
live,
Rodman's
pal.
there. Remember?
Of course he is.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? Dennis Rodman.
That more than makes up for it. What an interesting show that's going to be. And obviously, you've got All Out. I you know what? Once this decision is made, it would have leaked very, very quickly anyway. CM Punk would have been on the blower. He's just had notice through that his contract's been terminated. You've got to beat him to that, haven't you? You've got to make the statement yourself before it gets out there via a third party. So it's the right shout. It's just awful, awful timing. Given everything that's happened, everything that's coming up in the next few days as well. What a weird run to look back at this. What a weird run. The whole thing has just been absolutely crazy. Tom, will we ever see CM Punk wrestle again?
I get the vibe that that's the end of the road for CM Punk now. I believe
think so as well.
that I can't see, after this particular run that he's had, I can't see the drawbridge being open at WWE. But you know what? You never, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation. But certainly the drawbridge seems up in that regard now, especially now they've been taken over by a new company, by TKO Holdings. So now there's even more people to be mindful of, and having a guy like that on the books, I'm not too sure about. AEW, I think that bridge is well and truly burnt, and there's really no other game in town. You could maybe get a match out of CM Punk in New Japan if you wanted to. You could certainly do it that way.
It's the only other place that I can think that would have the money to pay him. Like, people are going like, oh, you would see him in Impact or NWA or something like that. No chance.
No way. No way.
Chance at all.
I feel like, and you know what, I'm not gonna do a Sam Driver and say I'll eat my hat if ... I think this is the end for CM Punk as a wrestler. I think that's it now. I don't know. I mean, the maybe once the toxicity level goes down, we may see him pop up somewhere in a few years' time. But you've got to let the heat die down right now. And so I wouldn't be shocked if he disappears and runs aground, because that suggests he's running away. He's not. He's leaving AEW, and I can imagine there are other projects and stuff that he will want to throw himself into from here.
Yep, I agree. That's totally it. And the guy, love him or hate him, he's an incredibly talented person who has a whole host of skills, who could do many number of things. I agree. I don't think we'll see him in wrestling anytime soon, if ever. What a time. Mess. What a mess. Tony's made the right call. I really do think that. I think Tony's made the right call for the betterment and the preservation of AEW. So, round of applause for Tony Khan, though.
Our top story, our only story, one more time for you today. All Elite Wrestling, in a statement, have announced that they have terminated the employment of CM Punk. We'll have more news on this throughout the night at Cultaholic.com, and Adam and Andrew will be live doing reactions to Payback.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the chat on this one, Tom. Oh, wait to talk about LA Knight versus The Miz, and then 50,000 CM Punk. Oh, it's going to be a fun one. Come and join the chaos.
Stay safe. Love you. Bye.
P45.